The eclectic one. AKA Pat is here.
And there it is. We're live, aka Patters. Why is this backwards? What happened to? Are we in reverse? This is crazy. But guys, happy Saturday, happy weekend. Get yourself. We got some nice iced coffee here. Is this all back? Why is? Oh my God, we're flipped. All right. Well, we'll just have to deal with it. Anyway. Peter A. DeLuca, another known as Peter A. DeLuca. I finally found this. I was so happy. So leading into this, we had some technical difficulties, and while we had technical difficulties, here we go. I was working on this. This is a piece that's almost it's going to be a gift, but it's just be on the lookout because I want to draw more of who this guy is before I reveal what type of a team up or crossover this is because this is like a friend of mine, but he's someone I work with, and he recently came out of nowhere and saved the day and saved me from do some really like hardcore quick rush traveling. But yeah, this individual he saved my butt because he was available, and I wanted to give him something as a thank you. So these are like two of his favorite characters. One of them is Black Adam, and you can imagine those conversations we have about the movie, which is all adulation, believe it or not. He's a big Shazam fan, older guy too. And but anyway, so it's Black Adam teaming up with, and anyone that's out there, anyone that watches this replay, if you want to try and guess who this is, I'm thinking about, like I should mail you like a package or something. So we're doing Mad Balls. We do Mad Balls on the weekend. We color them. We draw them on cardboard pizza circles, and we're a little bit behind. So I would like to, I guess, I make some quick progress. Give me one moment here. I'm going to top off my coffee and grab my cell phone. So here we are, my AKA powders. Cheers. Sorry about guys. The technical difficulties. It was just for some reason that the camera wasn't loading, wasn't showing at all in the Chrome browser. This seems to be a little bit regular with the style of camera, and I guess through that, because I had run updates on Windows to, something had to kick in. You don't know what it is sometimes, but you should know troubleshooting procedures. It's everything rebooted, came back flipped. So this is a little bit of a series I started last year. A year ago, I wanted to really start attacking and documenting what I felt were great single issues. And we had some surprises. Now, I promised a playlist on the page. We do not have a playlist yet. We will have one. But this is what I consider Justice League 260, JLA. And it was called Justice League of America. It wasn't JLA. This is what I consider to be one of the greatest single issues of all time. Not just Justice League, but this issue alone. It's so moving. It's such a definition of a character that we never really got back, like Steel. But Scars of Steel, immensely impactful. Just the cover, just all of this, dude. This is like the stuff of nightmares almost. So this will be coming up on the channel. I cannot promise when, maybe this coming week, but we're also going to be folding into a lot of Captain America content across like everything. Maybe even live stream. I kind of want to get back to live streaming comic book discussion and talking comics with a lot of you. So guys, let's just get into it. I got to make progress on these. I'm more interested in the progress I have to make on these rather than hanging out with all of you. No offense. I have work that needs to get done, and I'm sometimes it's difficult to pop on other people's streams. I know I talk about this a lot, but you kind of have to make a choice sometimes. Where are you going to be the guy on streams, or are you going to be the guy that can do the work? And I kind of feel like, are we behind? Are we behind? Oh yeah, because it's flipped. AK Patters. I'm looking like in this I'm looking in that direction for what's in this direction. This flip camera is driving me crazy already. Not a fan. But yeah, I mean, if we get some people into the chat, some people kind of maybe popping by saying hello, that'll be cool. But if not, I'm okay with that because I got work to do, as I just said. And a lot of times it's like, I almost like compulsively go live. Yeah, but I think it's cool because I have so much documented just in, like if you're really interested in like the path of an artist and kind of just like what it takes, the level of experimentation you have to do, the level of study. You can go through my live streams on here and even on Instagram, and you can see one heck of a, like I am very proud of my transition because I kind of started and I don't think like, I could illustrate. I think, even at that time I could illustrate, on a decent level, like better than most, I'll say. But it took me some time to get good with going live and just having, things look good on camera, come up well on camera. So you can go through my feeds and you see a transition, which I think is awesome. I don't know too many people that have that, just as a, almost like as a portfolio or talking piece. Yeah, this flip camera is already driving me bonkers. The teeth here was just bothering me. And the worst thing too is sometimes when you have something on the top of a pile and you kind of like you keep walking by it, it's just like, ugh, like I gotta fix that. I gotta fix that. That's one of the problems I have with going through like older artwork it's kind of like one of the reasons why I throw out so much artwork is because if it's like hanging around, if it's lingering, it's it needs to get worked on, even if I signed off on it. And if you can't do it, like let's just say it's all Black India ink or whatever, if you can't work on it, you have to redo it. Could you imagine that having a giant body of work that you are just compelled to redo? That you know in your heart of hearts it's just not good enough, just not there, doesn't hit the notes that you want. Like that is true obsession. But you have to get obsessed with what you're doing, with what you're working on. It's the only way to trigger yourself to kind of go that extra distance. And you need to go that extra distance. Like you really do. So it's all fun and games. Like, you know, like it's fun to a point. I think the fun gets you through the door. You know, like it helps you show up to the party. So the question is, you know, are the colored pencils going to come out at all today? I'm hoping because we have a lot of colored pencil bars, but we're already 13 minutes in, and it's not looking favorable. I'm gonna mute this real quick. and that quickly. I do. I love the idea of being able to, I don't know, like sit here, live stream. Like, if you have to make a phone call, make a phone call. I'm already getting used to looking in the opposite direction for some of this progress here. Slobulus, that's this guy's name. It took me a little bit to even learn the names of these guys, but I didn't realize this series that like really continued. Uh, like the modern day, like picked up this series and just really never let go. And you can kind of argue at this point that it's uh, like as big as any of the 80 properties. And I guess like at this point, it's still like Transformers is just the one, like the one that really, like multiple companies across the world. There's people in different continents, and there's the third party stuff, and but Transformers is really uh, just captures the imagination. But I think if there was like a number two, just like if that's your standard, it's got to be Mad Balls, because Mad Balls really is such a wild idea. And there's like baseball bats, and it's just like it's so funny the way you can just wrap sports around it. Like like there's got to be Mad Ball, like pickleballs, like at one point, like pickleball paddles, all that stuff. And we're going back and forth a little bit because we have a little bit of wetness here. And by wetness, it's just like how you move around the piece. So I don't. Let's see if can I fix this camera in real time? I'm not 100%. Let's see if I can though. Well, we'll do some experimentation. Let's see. We're still waiting for the camera app to open. See this a little bit. Let's see. Camera currently in use by another application. Reconnect. Let's see. Can't do it. All right, we can't do it. Okay, we tried. I thought that would be the case. I just want to say, like, it's almost like too speckly, right? If it looks like I'm not turning it in the right direction, it's because the camera is flipped. Yes. Sorry about that, everyone. Had a phone call. So sometimes we just gotta go to mute and get work done. So a lot of times, like these streams, I will be juggling quite a few things. I try and be as organized as possible to where if I jump on, I can kind of fully present. Not always the case, and anyone that stuck with me during that, thank you so much. Highly appreciated. We're working on another Mad Ball. We just wrapped. If you guys need to see, we just wrapped. Uh, we have Slobulus over here that I think I over highlighted in some areas. So I was trying to tone down some of the highlights with some of the colored pencils, which is really cool too, because like even with these ones, like if it's waxy enough, you can kind of like chip away and get even more of a rounded. See, like even there, like it is so freaking cool. And that's and I apologize. I don't mean soft wax. I mean hard wax. This one is from Target. This is like a $5 pack of you get like 9 colors, just similar to those like the Crayola color packs you would get in like kindergarten. But the lead is so hard here. You can kind of it lays right on top of that whiteout, which is pretty effing cool. So a little bit of forgiveness if there's just like if we get a little too aggressive with the highlights. But I like it when these look, and you guys can let me know if there's if you feel differently. I like it when it looks like super glossy. I do. I just think it helps with that gross out style. Just things like sweating and slime and ooze. It's just, I think it's good. I think it's fun to visualize things that way. And my colored pencils are a complete disaster still. And I still have to make moves to really upgrading, like for a entire set, which will probably be, I will go all in on the whole Prismacolor stuff, like go pretty heavy on Prismacolor, and that could probably mean like a full set, because the ones I have here of Prisma, I am pretty dedicated to. I think they're a good substitute. Now, if something comes along, I guess like part of it too is like you're going to spend money on a colored pencil set. You're going to spend some decent cash, like on a decent set means decent cash, like period. And the softer the lead, it's just like the more expensive they're going to be. And I like a really, I mean, softer the wax, not the lead. I like a soft wax. I think there's just more to get out of it. I think there's a little bit, lack of a better term, like more expression. You can just express a little bit more when you have a softer wax. For this guy too, for the skull, I don't know, I forget his name. We are using a little bit more fluorescence, a little bit more pastels for like the purples and the pinks and just some of the skin tones. Even though it's a skull, we're kind of still leaving the impression that like the meat that was on the bones kind of like stained it a little. And I always reference this, like you do there's a good chunk of storytelling in anything you do. So like that's a part of my storytelling for this guy is the flesh was like ripped from his face. So like let's have some evidence of that, which I think is like fantastic. Yeah, like I think it's awesome when you can design color into your piece, through story, like through being aggressive of where you want the eye to go. Because where the eye goes, like the eye's going to, the mind fills in a little bit of a story itself. And that's kind of where you get some nice subliminal stuff where, like if it's well blended and it looks, even though, we know these characters don't exist in real life, but like you kind of trick the eye, you trick the mind just for a little bit where it looks like it exists, looks like it's real. I like stuff like there's always a psychology in the way you should position. So here's what I have left of my Prismacolors, and I'm not too happy about it. Not too happy. This is such a tricky one too, to kind of get the right like combo of like what are we doing with this bone color, right? Because bone, the hue of bone is very close to the cardboard. It's just close. So you have to find ways to get color just as movement, just as a position. And it's far easier. It's far easier when if you're working on a iPad, if it's digital. And I don't know where I thought I put all my purples in here. I think here's one of them. So I'm still using Spectracolor, and these aren't made anymore. This is really my go-to brand, and they sometimes pop up on eBay. And it's just funny because it's like, oh, you can get them on eBay. You kind of pay retail for them. People do mark them up because you can just see previous auctions and make the call. Be like, all right, so and so sold it for this. I am going to list it for something comparable. So there, that kind of creates the market. There's a clear market for Spectracolor colored pencils. So it's kind of like, because these, see, some of the the Prismacolors are super, like this one is super loose, and Spectra is like loose and hard. It's almost like a middle, and you can kind of really get lost in the sauce with some of that because you have to do the work, and your materials help you, but your materials shouldn't hold you back so much. But you should know your materials all the way through so that you can execute and pre-visualize where the piece will end up based on your materials. That's something I just don't feel like they teach in school. And you might say, like, Pete, how do you know that? How do you know what they teach in school? Well, I've been spent a lot of time around this stuff. And yes, people high and low speak to me, they reach out to me, they even ask me questions. So I kind of know. I'm not saying all teachers. Some of them, and we have two of the same color here, right? Yeah. I'm trying to recreate the blend I had for this guy. Oh, here we go. We got a nice little purple right here. Here we go. Prismacolor, nice and loose, as I was just saying. You can use the corrugation to your advantage. Just as with the canvas, how you use the texture of the canvas to your advantage. I do like where one of these eyes has a little bit more of a glow because you do want things to be asymmetrical when it's this style, like this world, which is very like Playmates, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I still have to design things where you guys don't hear me rattling and digging around as much. I'm just trying to get this, match this pink here. And I'm not sure if I'm able to do it. Here we go. I think we got this guy looking for real now. This is another Prismacolor terracotta that is hitting the corrugation almost perfect. where is that? I think this is the, or maybe here. This might be. So these are from Five Below. I got such a collection here, and I would love to kind of like just narrow it down to commit to one, like one brand, one idea. But a lot of times too is, like I have so many different things I'm working on, like a sketchbook or these. Could be like even like a bigger, more serious piece, and matching the colors. I mean, it's so difficult to match colors, and sometimes it's like an off-center brand, like just something you wouldn't expect. Yeah, like just for example, like that Target dark blue. I don't know. It's just like perfect. It's just perfect in its hue. So you kind of have to use it, and then next thing you know, one of your clutch, your go-to colors is it's a colored pencil from Target of America, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's a part of you, like knowing. Goes. I'll always stress it. Like you gotta know your material. You have to know your craft. You have to be willing to spend the time and the money to know your materials. And there's only one way to do it. Like there's no shortcut. You gotta use the time, you gotta spend the money. And dare I say, I think we need a couple shots of yellow. Because it just blends into that orange so well and that brown so well. It just creates a little bit of a pop. Here we go. All right, AK Pack. This reverse camera is driving me nuts. I have to continue working on this. I can't touch any of the colored pencils. So, all right, guys, rock and roll, and we'll be back. I promise.